Hey guys, so this video is for my boy gymnasts who come in on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which is basically our intro level 1 class. And we know you guys as parents probably have a tough time sometimes keeping them busy, so we're going to start introducing a couple gymnastics skill videos once a week to help with that and to help keep them on track a little bit for when they come back to the gym. Hopefully they haven't forgotten everything is the overall goal, as well as just giving them something productive to do at home, right? With this age group of boys especially, they're smaller, they're less disciplined. I can't expect for them to do a lot of this on their own, so I'm asking for you guys, the parents, to help me out quite a lot on this. I'm sure you have to supervise almost everything they do still anyway, so hopefully it shouldn't be a far cry from what's already normal. But I appreciate it in advance. So in this first week's installment, we're going to focus on 2 skills, an easier one and a harder one. And the first one, the easy one, is skipping. And then the second one is going to be a skill called tripods. So let's get into the skipping first. All right, so this skill, even though it's easy for us adults, it can be pretty complicated for little kids, as you guys know, I'm sure. So when I have these guys skip, here's what I generally do if they don't really know what they're doing quite yet. I have them take one step, and then I'll hop on that same leg. Other leg step, hop. Other leg step, hop. Sometimes even that's too hard for the kids, so if that's the case, if you could just tell them to hop on one leg around the house and then kind of switch legs every once in a while, and they can just go across the room or down a hallway, just a few hops on each leg and switch to the other leg, and that should we should be able to piece together all the little parts a lot easier that way if they're doing that all over the place, and I'm sure they'd love that. So, all right, so the other skill we're working on today is tripods, and the tripod is the prelude to what we call a headstand, which is then the prelude to a handstand. All right, so for a headstand, these guys have definitely all done these before, but they've probably forgotten some of it, but hopefully this video will ring some bells. So when they do a headstand, right, they start on their knees on flat surface, and we want to make sure there's nothing that way because they oftentimes will roll over onto their back, and so we need to make sure there's nothing in the way like a TV or a chair or something. So anyway, I got plenty of space out in front of me here. First step is to be on my knees. Second step, put your hands down flat, right? And we want them to be pretty wide, a little wider than their shoulders. And then here's the important part, and this is why we call it a tripod. I've got my 2 hands down here, and I want to put my head out in front of my hands, right? So these guys are going to, hands down, head out in front. They should easily be able to see their hands in this position, right? And then from here, I just stand up off my knees a little bit. I walk my feet in real close to my elbows, and then I just go one knee up, second knee up. And here I'm balancing. I've got pretty equal weight on my head and both my hands, right? And our goal for these level 1s is just to be able to balance here for a little while in control, right? No more than about 10 seconds so their heads don't start hurting too much. But that's the idea. And if they don't come down under their feet like I just did, the other safe way to come out of this is to just tuck their chin and roll forwards. What we don't want to see is for them to go forwards like that when they should roll and then try and bend their neck and just do this, right? We don't want to see that because obviously that endangers their neck a little bit. So either a roll forward out or just straight back to their feet. If they need hands-on help, the best way is to be on this side of them and holding their hips or their waist. So them doing it on the floor like that, that's very important for them to just develop their balance and their spatial awareness. But another useful drill in this scenario is for them to be able to do it against a wall, right? Or even like the back of the couch or something, but the only danger is falling side to side. So if a kid was doing it here, I'd be a little concerned about my TV, but just an open wall, or like I said, the back of the couch would also be a good spot. So like this, they face the wall, they put their hands down a little distance from it, head goes down, and then they kick up and do it against the wall like this. This prevents them from falling onto their back or having to roll out, and it leaves the only option to be going back forward towards their feet. Now, as you can see, as I just did, this is a basic tripod with their knees on their elbows. The next step up, if they're really good at this, would be to extend their legs to a straight position here, right? Feet together, toes pointed is what we like to see, and see how long they can hold that for. They can either use the wall like that, or they can be freestanding a little bit, not have to quite use it. That's this week's video, and we'll see you guys next week for the next video.